This is Eric Singer and Mike Ferris.
Yep, Mike Ferris.
From Pearl Drums and Kiss. And you're on BackstageAxxess.com, where the real show
begins now.
At Namm 2016.
We're here with the one and only Eric Singer of Kiss. Eric, how you doing, bud?
I'm good. I'm kind of a little sleepy today, but I'm good. I'm just mellow.
We were just talking about the kit that they had last year here that is not unfortunately here this year, and you didn't get to see it. And we were just talking about that a little bit. How cool is it?
It was a Crystal Beat.
Yep.
Pearl had just started introducing the Crystal Beat, which is like the clear plexiglass drums for those that don't know, which a lot of people in bands are using nowadays. You know, I've used it. Tommy Lee from Motley Crue and Chad Smith, Chili Peppers, and a lot of guys are using it. But it's cool because they put these what they call Bright Beats light system inside of it. Anyone that saw Kiss last year or on the Kiss Las Vegas residency, I used the kit there. And they had a facsimile, or better known as a copy of that kit, here last year.
Amazing. It was, everybody's obviously trying to get, I got a cool photo with it. But I was hoping to see you and do an interview in front of the kit, but we're doing an interview now, and it's cool that you're here.
With my friend Mike Ferris.
I'm like, Kiss Cruz, 2016, Creatures, everybody's talking about who's going to be wearing what makeup and who's doing what. Do you have any idea?
As far as I know, we're going to be dressed like we always do. I mean, not dressed. We'll be looking like we always do, except the only thing I can imagine, we'll probably do something, in the thematic sense of what we did last year, where we did
costumes, maybe just
we did the Kiss Alive thing, where we tried to have the costumes and the equipment. Paul went and got old Flying Bees and Gene with the grabber. We tried to go for it. Look, we have limitations because the ship is
tiny,
small. It's a small stage, so we did an approximation of what we could do to make something that looked kind of in that style and look with the costumes and all that. And I think we went pretty all out with those costumes.
And Gene with the grabber bass, and it was very
was it a
retro.
grabber or a ripper?
Yeah.
There's a difference between the two, but I don't remember the difference. What's the difference between a gripper and a grabber and a ripper?
I think it was the grabber.
Which one has the moving pickup? Which one? Yeah, they both are similar, but one of them has the pickup that slides. What is that one? That's the one he had.
Okay.
The one with the pickup that slides.
I think it was the grabber. Pretty sure.
Okay, it's a grabber then. Maybe it's, I don't know. And Paul had Flying V's, and I did the Concert Tom kit and all that. But this year we're going to do Creature. So I actually was just talking to Mike Ferris from Pearl over there about making me a big double bass kind of a Creatures of the Night-ish looking kit. And we've just picked out a really cool color. What? 30 years? Oh, Mike's telling you that I've been a Pearl endorsee.
I was going to get to that. That was my next question.
For 30 years, I've been a Pearl endorsee. This year, right now, this Namm show is my 30th anniversary of being with Pearl. So, Johnny D. So I'm not like a lot of, and I'm not calling out any of my friends, with all due respect, but I'm not a drum whore where I've switched companies.
Yeah, you don't even see your picture up here.
Am I up there?
Is it? Where? Okay, we'll
Mike
have to
goes,
walk
you got to
around
find it.
We see it.
It's a contest. Right, Mike? If you find it, Mike will give you a pen or a pin or something. Anyways, no, 30 years I've been with Pearl, and, because to me, it's not just a bunch of, you got to like what you play, like the product first, and then if you can get to work with companies and have an endorsement with those companies of the stuff that you really like and use, that's just the added bonus. But they take, they've been nothing but fantastic. It's a relationship, but they take care of me. They make, they make for me the best drums. They make anything you want, anytime you want. And the main thing is they give you support. They've been nothing but amazing to me. So it's not just a bunch of, I'm not blowing smoke because it sounds good. I actually genuinely love the drums and have used them. And ironically, a lot of people don't know this. My first drum set I ever had was a Pearl drum kit when I was 11 years old or 10 years old. I think in 6th grade, my dad bought me a little blue sparkle. It was called Dixie, but they were made by Pearl. Pearl used to make in the early days, if you ever go on, get bored and go look on like Wikipedia or on Google, you can search it out. Pearl made drums for like Sears and all these other brands. I was just
going to say JCPenney's or
all
whatever,
those kind of brands. When you saw all these other funky brands of drums, one of them being called Dixie, that's the first drum kit I had, which was basically a Pearl kit.
You still have it?
No. That one I sold, and my dad bought me a Rogers drum kit when I turned 14 in 1972, for those who want to do their math and figure out my age. And I still have that kit. But when I came to I was playing with Black Sabbath. I came to the Namm show in 1986, and I had been in a drum contest for Karma and a Piece in 1984. Pearl was the sponsor of those drum contests, and I remember thinking how great the drums were. So I came over to Pearl, I was trying to get in a drum endorsement, and they saw my advertisement for a Black Sabbath album, 7 Star, on the back of Billboard magazine, and they called me up and said, "Hey, we saw your ad. We want to help, work with you." And I've been with them ever since.
Yeah,
and it's ironic. It's ironic that Kiss back in the '70s, they used to always advertise that Kiss plays nothing. Kiss only will play the best, Gibson and Pearl. And the reason it was Gibson and Pearl, Gibson was the distributor for Pearl drums in the 70s. So that was the reason why they were together. A lot of people don't know that. So for those Kiss fans or aficionados that want to know what was the connection there, it was exactly that. It was they were distributed in America by Gibson. Most companies, when it's a foreign company, usually would find a partner in America to be their distributor of their products, so they could warehouse and arrange for the shipping and all that kind of stuff.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
One shipper, cut down on costs.
Well, things are done differently now because Pearl obviously is in Nashville, and Pearl's still to this day the biggest drum company in the world.
Right. Yeah, obviously look at the room. So it's huge. A lot of endorsees and a lot of products. Now, going back to the Kiss Cruise, we talked about, you talked about the drum setup and the costumes, and now it's Setlist. Is it going to be very similar to the '82 Setlist, or is it going to be a little different? Or?
We haven't got that far yet.
Okay.
We just announced the Cruise.
I got to ask these questions for the Kiss fans.
Yeah, of course.
That.
I mean, we haven't got that far. We'll figure it out at some point. But my guess is the last Cruise, for those that didn't go, the Sail Away, which was electric, everybody seemed to be really, really happy with that set list and that choice of songs. So I can only tell you that it will be more of the same, at least regarding the Cruise of the Sail Away stuff. Of course, we're going to try to do whatever they did on, I don't even know the set list, what they did on Creatures, because some people told me they did some different songs in the very beginning of the tour
and they dropped
versus
them
later. So I'm sure we'll look at that and revisit that, and then we'll figure it out from there.
Awesome.
At some point.
I think people love Creatures and want to hear Creatures songs, so just hearing that, it's just...
Yeah, I have to tell the sound man to turn the drums up really loud in the PA. I don't know if they did that in concert, because that was really just like a room mic recording technique thing, which is not hard to do. It's just that people don't do that as readily anymore, but they've done it from time to time through the years.
Yeah, that sound at Eric was just so unique at the time.
Yeah, it was a great thing, but there's a lot of other records that have done stuff like that even before or since. I mean, that was an old technique that was even done in the '60s. If you listen to the Move records, you can hear, which were in the '60s, mid '60s. You'll hear some songs that have an effect where the drums are like really giant, bombastic and stuff like that. So it's just a recording technique using the mics in a room, in a large room. Maybe you put the mics like 20, 30, 50 feet away or down the hall, so you're getting a natural delay, as they call it, and that's what creates that effect. It's nothing new. It's a recording technique's been done, but to Kiss fans, that record stands out specifically because they really went over the top with that. I thought it was great. I wish we could do that again.
Now, you guys are doing some dates in Europe, and you guys are doing some sporadic shows here and there. You're doing Moonstone, obviously, with Def Leppard at the end of April, beginning of May. Any other dates going to be possibly going to be announced soon?
What's with that guy coming in here with a bloody face and all that? What is that all about?
Bloody face. I
have
no idea. Is that a girl?
Slipknot. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I have no idea.
So anyways, we got what going on?
Any other show? Any other shows going to be announced? Kiss shows.
I'm sure there's going to be something. Yeah, I don't know exactly yet. I'll be honest with you, and I mean this in the best, nicest of ways, but half the time I find out stuff literally from fans messaging me on Facebook or somebody telling me, I swear to God, or the drum tech or the crew guys telling me, hey, I see we're doing this show. I'm like, really? So that's how I find out a lot of times. And the bottom line is I'm always ready to go, so it really doesn't matter.
Is that another limited edition?
It's not like I have anything else to do.
What about the ESP project? That's a pretty cool project. I talked to Chuck about that last year. You guys,
Chuck's not here. I think he's coming
Saturday.
Yeah, I called him on the way down here because he said he's playing tonight somewhere.
That I don't know. He could be.
He's playing with his band Beasto Blanco somewhere.
That's
I'm not
Friday
sure.
actually. I think. Namm Jam.
Oh, tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's tomorrow. So, yeah, ESP, we haven't done it in a long, long time. I'm not sure. It just hasn't worked. It always was difficult. ESP at one time was originally a different lineup with Carl Cochran playing in the band, but logistically he lived on the East Coast,
right.
So to rehearse, it made it difficult. But now, everybody lives all over, other than Bruce and I live in LA still. But John and Chuck live in Nashville, and we've all just been busy. Alice was very busy. Kiss, John was doing his own thing and all kinds of other stuff. So, and Bruce playing busy with Grand Funk. So, excuse me, it's been difficult to try to, to make 4 people's schedules work out and block out a time so far ahead to make a commitment. It's not easy to do. Last time we tried to do it, we actually were going to do some shows about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and then Kiss ended up having a tour, and I had to cancel it. And promoters don't like that.
Right.
It's so you got to really make sure that you have a defined open timeline to do it. So if that opportunity presents itself in the future, we'll look at it. But right now, it's the stars haven't aligned.
Anything else you want to talk about before we sign off at the Pearl booth?
I wanted to wash my car. Just kidding.
All right, so Eric said take me outside to get me to wash his car for a little bit. So
I was going to take you shopping for a new shirt. Actually, does Pearl have any old swag? I'll get them to give you a new shirt. Give Gus
free swag
I'll
for
see if I
Gus.
can get Pearl to give you one of their cool vintage tees. Actually, Zildjian had some cool ones.
Okay.
I'm a Zildjian endorsee, and Zildjian has always a lot of kind of like that vintage, beat-up, distressed-looking kind of stuff. They got some cool ones. I don't wear anything with a label anymore. I got to the point where I said it's got to be a plain.
I had that on Thursday.
Yeah, plain black V-neck tee. That's it. I don't want any labels, no nothing, unless it's on my watch.
We're not gonna get it because watches I know with you is a whole different.
I'm looking for watch endorsements. No, I'm just kidding.
Latest watch. We'll ask you that, and then we'll wrap up. Your latest.
I know it's boring.
Watch.
Well, if you're, I was sitting here before when you guys showed up. I was talking to Robert Mason from Warren and wanted some other guy. He told me that he writes for watch magazines and does that. And he goes, I used to work for, I think he said Circus magazine or something. He goes, I interviewed you years ago when you were in like Badlands or something like 30 years ago. And this guy's not even in the music business anymore. He's in a completely different thing.
Right.
And he goes, I saw you did a watch article on this website called Hodinkee, called Talking Watches. And John Mayer, he's involved with that. And there's a lot of guys that are into that whole thing. It's a whole different world compared to this. But
so your latest watch, what was the latest one you got, latest piece?
Well, I got this one last year in South America when we were on tour. It's an IWC, which I like. But to most people, they're going like, yeah, whatever, it's a watch.
Everybody has their thing.
Well, hey, if people have a phone, I go, why do I need a watch? But I think when you get a little older and you're a man, then eventually you'll understand wanting a nice, what they call a timepiece, not a watch, but a timepiece. And you'll appreciate and respect it because everyone remembers their grandfather or their father probably had a nice watch. That's one of them probably had something nice when they were a kid.
Pocket watch,
Or a pocket watch. My grandfather had a pocket watch, too.
We're going to wrap up here. Eric, thanks for taking the time. I'll go shopping with you very soon.
So no Gene, Paul, or Tommy here this year?
No Gene, Paul, or Tommy.
I'm the lone one. And even not Bruce. I called Bruce today, too, and he was he was on the boat on a cruise with Grand Funk and Ace Frehley. And
that I didn't. I thought Bruce was going to be here, so I didn't know.
No, he's on a cruise with Grand Funk and Ace Frehley and whatever it's called. I don't even know the name of it.
Legends of Rock, I think.
I think that's it. I think that's it. And he's on the boat right now. They're sailing away today.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, we're going to wrap up here. Namm 2016. Check it out.
All right, guys.